Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
A crash overnight causing an I-10 backup heading toward downtown. Jonathan Cotto joining us live with the latest details in just a few moments.
Plus, millions along the East Coast are dealing with the aftermath of a nor'easter with hurricane-force wind gusts. We'll have the latest in our morning headlines.
And Mike Ozar's joining us dark and early this morning. Talk about our chilly temperatures. No blizzard here in San Antonio, but it's not too warm out there. We're going to check in with Mike in just a few minutes. But for now, good morning. 6 o'clock this Sunday, January 30th. Almost done with the first month of the year. Did you leave the house yesterday?
I did.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. I went and played disc golf at Live Oak, and it was packed. I've never seen so many people playing disc golf.
Do you think it was because of the weather?
Of course. It was beautiful. It was like 65 degrees. I had
sunny
long sleeve shorts.
Took off all the fuzzy attire.
All the fuzzy attire, and it was super, super comfortable and beautiful outside. You have to wear fuzzy things when it's cold, or else you're not warm.
It's the rule, apparently.
I
had no idea.
Fuzzy sweater this morning.
The more you know on GMSA Weekends.
Wear fuzzy things when it's cold. Okay, break out your fuzzies for later on this week.
Awesome.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. First, if you want to get outside today, just get outside today. It is going to be as good or even better. We're going to double the current temperature, and because it's pretty, it's fuzzy this morning. Fuzzy attire this morning. And we've got 30 Helotes and Bulverde. Right of freezing Castroville and the mid-20s portions of the hill country, and very, very dry air out there, which is allowing these temperatures to drop down. And got slight breeze in a couple of spots, so we do have some wind chills out there right now. So definitely bundle up and take the fuzzy attire and pull the hood up and everything like that. Mountain cedars on the moderate side. Mold is low, and throughout the rest of today, just an absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous day. Mostly sunny skies, and we'll start to see the clouds move in later on tonight. There's going to be a chance for a shower late tonight and then tomorrow. So the commute tomorrow morning, it looks like it is going to be a little bit on the damp side, and then we'll have some showers throughout a good chunk of the day. We clear out, we warm up quite a bit, and then get ready. We've got a big, big cold front moving on through here Wednesday night into Thursday, and the question is there going to be anything mixed in with that? Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Sarah, next.
Thank you, Mike. New this morning, a major crash overnight causing a backup on I-10 heading towards downtown. 3 people injured in that crash. Jonathan Cotto joining us live now with the details. So, Jonathan, what do we know so far?
Good morning. Well, we've learned that those 3 people have been taken to University Hospital. We're told that they are in critical condition, and police say alcohol was a major factor in this crash. Let's take a look at that scene earlier this morning. San Antonio police responding to the main lanes of I-10 and Fresno Road. That's north of downtown at 2:20 this morning. Police say the driver of the vehicle lost control and hit the median. In that vehicle, 2 women passengers. They say the driver was heavily intoxicated, but that wasn't the only contributing factor in this crash. Police tell us the driver was arguing with the woman seated in the front, and that's what led to him losing control of that vehicle. On Max Air, we know the eastbound lanes of I-10 heading towards downtown were shut down for several hours. And again, the passengers and the drivers were taken to University Hospital and are in critical condition. Police are telling us the driver will be facing several charges. Reporting live, Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Jonathan. Important to mention, those lanes on I-10 have since reopened. All right, big news this morning. Investigators are asking for your help. So take a look at the screen. Have you seen this woman? San Antonio police looking for 24-year-old Sabine Hearn-Nagel. Now, she was last seen on Friday near East Park Avenue and McCall Avenue, just north of downtown. She was last seen wearing a brown turtleneck and patterned slacks, a large scar on her left knee, and a tattoo on her left bicep. If you've seen her or may know where she is, you are asked to call the San Antonio Police Department's Missing Persons Unit. Now, that number is 210-207-7660.
And the search continues for 3-year-old Lena Kiel, and now some in the community, including her family, are growing suspicious of foul play. It's been 5 weeks since the little girl disappeared from the play area at her family's apartment complex on Fredericksburg Road. Although SAPD is following every lead, they're still treating this as a missing persons case, not an abduction. Lena's father and members of the Muslim Children Education and Civic Center believe something more sinister happened.
Every passing day, not finding her or having any trace of her bag is making this suspicion even stronger.
And I'm expecting from those people, whoever anyone has her, to share that information with the police department or FBI.
So anyone with any information, you can call that number on your screen. That is a SAPD's missing persons unit number. Again, the number is 210-207-7660.
Now to a scam alert that SAWS customers should be aware of. There is an active robocall scam going around the area of San Antonio. Officials with the company tell us that customers are getting calls saying that their water is going to be shut off if they don't press a number and make a payment. Now the company says their automated messages are only sent out Monday through Friday. If you're a victim of this new scam, you are asked to call SAWS Financial Institution to dispute it.
In your morning headlines, there are concerns about a storm surge along the East Coast after a nor'easter slammed parts of the country. Some coastal areas could see 4 to 8 foot high waves during high tide today. ABC's Christine Sloan has the story.
Millions of Americans are dealing with the aftermath of a powerful nor'easter that brought blizzard conditions to several states. New England feeling the brunt of the storm. Heavy snow blanketing Maine into the night. Hurricane-force wind gusts pummeling parts of Rhode Island. The storm dumping 2 feet of snow in some parts of Massachusetts. And along the state's coast, the storm sent massive waves crashing into neighborhoods. More than 100,000 customers in the state left without power.
We have a number of issues related to the storm that have made it especially problematic, including flooded coastal roads, the rate of snowfall, and downed power lines.
Air travel hit hard as well. At least 3,500 flights canceled Saturday, more than 850 delayed. On the roads, cars stuck in the snow.
We expect it will take until at least mid-morning tomorrow for roads to be in a better condition.
These 2 tractor trailers overturned on I-95 in New Rochelle, New York. On Long Island, some areas hit with more than 1.5 feet of snow. Temperatures across the Northeast are now forecast to remain well below freezing. And the cold temperatures extend as far south as Florida, prompting wind chill alerts and freeze warnings around the Sunshine State. Christine Sloan, ABC News, New York.
Time now, 6:07, 37 degrees out.
All right, what's going on with the GOAT?
All right, a lot of sports news yesterday. Tom Brady retiring, or is he? We're going to explain some mixed reports coming up just in a little bit.
Wait, what?
I know.
All right, so also a Pleasanton man gets to meet a blood donor that saved his life. Lee Waldman shares their story after the break.
And a quick live look out of the Alamo City, like we said. Chilly start to the morning, but it is going to be picturesque. Just like yesterday. Sarah, you got outside, soaked up the sun?
I did. I needed it.
All right, Mike's going to have your full forecast in just a bit.
A life-saving anniversary at the South Texas Blood and Tissue Center. The Brothers in Arms program has been saving lives of trauma victims in our city since 2018. And as Lee Waldman tells us, one of those lives saved was able to meet the donors who made all the difference.
Time is all it takes.
I lost an immense amount of blood.
It can make the difference between life and death.
I lost about half my blood volume by the time my air life crew, my ground EMS crew and my air life crew arrived on scene.
Scott Mussey was severely hurt during a farming accident at his home in Pleasanton last April. But thanks to a blood transfusion from the Brothers in Arms program, he made it to the hospital.
Knowing that I received that whole blood transfusion was ultimately responsible for me being here today to be able to have a conversation with you.
The program, started in San Antonio in 2018, has led to a 25% decrease in deaths from traumatic events like Mussey's, saving hundreds of lives in a year.
That program doesn't happen without actually people behind the scenes taking the time to roll up their sleeves and give that life-changing gift.
9 months after receiving that gift, Mussey was able to shake the hand of one of the blood donors who saved him.
I didn't know I gave him that gift until now, and I feel super blessed.
Mussey will need to wait a while until he's able to donate blood for someone else, but he and Davila hope this will inspire others to give the gift of time to a stranger.
Feeling of saving someone's life is rewarding in itself.
As a recipient of that gift of life, that it is something that the person who receives it on the other end is going to be forever changed.
Lee Waldman, KSAT 12 News.
That is amazing. And you know, we have a blood shortage here in San Antonio and across the country. So if you can donate, please do so.
Yep. All right. Mike?
help like 4 or 5 people because they divide everything up, and the hemoglobin and the plasma and the clotting.
You know, it's a whole process, but the problem is we have such a low supply that if anything does happen, devastating situation, you know, not only can we not help our neighbors, but we can barely help ourselves right now.
Yeah.
Good point. All right, this morning it is cold out there, and yesterday was an absolutely sensational day. Today is going to be every bit as nice. We are going to basically double our temperature right now because we're down in the mid 30s, 20s throughout a good chunk of the area, and there's very dry air, light wind, somewhat of a wind chill in a couple of spots, and of course you can just see clear skies. Boy, out there in the hill country, stargazing, beautiful sunrise in store. There is a little bit of a breeze out there, however, so in a couple of spots, maybe a hint of a wind chill. Feels like 21 right now at Hondo and lower 20s in portions of the hill country, and not much of a wind right there, but still very cold. Heading out to early church services, make sure you do bundle up. And it's one of those where even by about noon, you probably won't need a jacket, maybe just a long sleeve shirt, something like that, because it is so, it's going to warm up so quickly over the course of the morning, especially, and then going into this afternoon. So we've got really, really dry air out here, and the wind is going to become more pronounced out of the south primarily. And so what that's going to do is pull in a lot more moisture. This is going to help to feed some showers. And this is kind of, I know it's for the going to be overnight and for the Monday morning commute, but this is something that hopefully we get some decent rain out of it. It's not going to be a huge rain event, but at least we do have some more rain chances since we are in dire need of that. And so we're going to start to see this humidity come back up throughout the day. Most of the day, probably up until late afternoon as far as rain chances. So clouds move on in here tonight, and we start to see some of those showers move on in, maybe even a couple of thunderstorms, especially off to the east later on tomorrow afternoon. Then that's going to continue to move on out of here. And as far as upstream for the next couple of days, other than this little disturbance out here, not much is going on. Out there to the northeast, of course, they are battling that giant blizzard out there. And we do have something a little interesting coming in here by the end of the week. So here's the rain that is moving in tomorrow. Then clouds come back in here on Wednesday. Very mild on Wednesday, about mid 70s. And so that's going to be an important factor as far as the really cold air moving in. We'll have some showers later Wednesday overnight. Then the cold air starts to move in. And yes, there is going to be a chance for a little bit of maybe some freezing rain, a little bit of sleet mixed in, primarily up to the north. And this is going to be early on Thursday. Then that's going to move on out of here. And then get ready. Sarah talks about fuzzy stuff. You're going to need a whole bunch of fuzzy stuff to keep warm because we are looking at probably the coldest air of the season here in town by the end of the week. 62 degrees today at noon. Sunny skies. We're going to warm up very quickly this morning. We'll top off at 69, mostly sunny skies. We'll see some clouds move on in here later on tonight, a couple of showers late. And then tomorrow morning, we see a few of those showers around here and through a good chunk of the day. 70 for a high temperature. We continue to warm up in toward midweek. Few showers then late on Wednesday. Moisture is going to be kind of limited with this, but we will have the cold air coming on in here, and some of that rain will mix in with a little bit of perhaps sleet or freezing rain. Obviously, the ground is going to be very warm, so it would just be obviously elevated surfaces primarily in portions of the hill country. Temperatures will be dropping throughout the day, so we're looking at probably a good 12, maybe 16-hour span below freezing. Ooh. Yeah, it's going to be cold up through about midday on Friday. Very cold start Friday. Very cold start on Saturday. Going to the cattle drive, bundle up.
Yeah, you're going to be there.
Yes, Fiona and I are going to be there.
Excited
going to be out. At
the, it's going to be real cold.
It's just like clicking. You're like, oh wait.
Cattle drive.
It's going to be really cold. So, but yeah, and obviously as we get closer to Thursday, get kind of zone in and aim in on that and the specifics on it. So
make sure you cover your ears, Mike.
I will.
Thank you, Mike. 6:17, 37 degrees out.
We have some high school basketball highlights, Max.
Yeah, we do. Some of the best highlights from in and around San Antonio. That's next. Boys high school basketball, two of the best teams in the San Antonio area meeting yesterday at Littleton Gym. 11-0 Reagan taking on 10-1 Clark. Let's go to the third quarter. Rattlers in control. Clayton Beckel finding Jackson Adams along the baseline. Reverse lane, giving Reagan a 2-point lead heading to the fourth quarter. But the Cougs rally. First, Jacoby White hauling in the board. puts it back in. We are tied at 37. Then just a few plays later, Jordan Mason finding Edgar Sosa in the corner and bang, had to wait for it to fall. That's a three, gets a great bounce. Clark takes their first lead, 42-41. Mason inbounds to Sosa for the bucket, counted and one, hits the free throw. Clark gets a huge district win, 54-46, pulling even with Reagan right there in the standings.
We just stayed with what Coach had told us to do, kept moving the ball, and just trusting our teammates to make shots, and then we got stops on defense, and that really helped us.
All right, moving on over. District 29 6A, 7-4 Taft taking on 8-2 Warren at Paul Taylor Fieldhouse. Third quarter, Raiders pull ahead. Kevin Piedra draining the straightaway three, putting Taft up by 5. But here comes the Warriors. Aiden Mendez bullet pass. Dang. Jalen Crocker Johnson for the slam. Johnson had a game-high 33 points. Warren wins 64-58.
Pro football coverage powered by Davis Law Firm.
Will he or won't he? It was the conversation about yesterday. Per ESPN, Tom Brady is retiring after 22 seasons, but sources with NFL Network says Tom Brady Sr. told them that it was just speculation, that Tom Brady, the GOAT, Tom Brady Jr., I guess, hasn't made a final decision one way or another. Local news outlets from the Bay Area, Tampa Bay area, not Warriors Bay, Tampa Bay area, reporting that Tom Sr. telling them his son is not retiring. Brady's agent didn't deny that his client is retiring, but in a statement indicated that Tom Brady, TB12, wasn't ready for the information to be reported. Brady's agent said in part, quote, without getting into the accuracy or inaccuracy of what's being reported, Tom will be the only person to express his plans and with complete accuracy, end quote. But while we're talking about football, Tom did not make the championship games today, but they're still happening. NFL Conference Championship games today. We have Bengals taking on the Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City, 2 p.m. That is the AFC title game, and the Niners taking on the Rams in LA, 5:30 for the NFC title. We have a bevy of great sports today. We have the Spurs taking on the #1 team in the West, the Phoenix Suns, in Arizona. Spurs coming off that huge emotional win against the Bulls Friday night. Tonight's tip-off set for 7 p.m. And you can count on the sports guys covering all these games and so much more tonight on Instant Replay. Tune in right after the night beat, 11 p.m. What are you most excited for, Sarah?
I want to know more about Tom Brady.
Oh my goodness.
I just get really into it's kind
the
of
drama
like the
of
drama.
It. Yeah.
I live for the drama.
Will he, won't he?
I think he will. I think he should have last year.
Whoa. I think he was going for 2 in a row.
You know,
going back to back.
I'm on Team Giselle.
Okay.
Yeah, she probably wants him to retire.
Yeah. Either way. 6:23, 37 degrees out.
All right, coming up after the break, where you can get your COVID-19 vaccine or booster shot today. We'll be right back.
Good morning and welcome back. Metro Health hosting a pop-up clinic for anyone looking to get their COVID vaccine, their booster shot, or even just a flu shot. It'll be at the Anne Frank Inspire Academy campus on Bandera Road, just inside Loop 1604. It's kicking off at 9 a.m. and it goes till 2 p.m. All 3 COVID vaccines will be available for eligible adults and eligible children. Kids 5 years or older can get their Pfizer vaccine. Kids 12 years and older can get the Pfizer booster shot. For Moderna and J&J vaccines, you have to be 18 years or older. Time now is 6:27, 37 degrees out.
Well, there's still much more ahead on GMSA, including how a major tech deal could impact some popular video games. We'll be right back.
Good morning, welcome back, and happy Sunday. 6:30 this morning, Sunday, January 30th. We're almost done with January.
Thank God.
And that cold is really starting to hit us. Why, thank God?
I don't know. It's just like getting over with the first month. And I also don't like it to be cold. I like it to be April, and I like to have flowers and it to be green.
So you were expediting the process to get to warmth.
Exactly. And Mike, we really need some rain as well.
Yeah, we do have some rain in the forecast, although I like how you said I'd like to be April, and you had to like bounce a little bit when you said that. So we've got, you know what's interesting? Yes, we did have a couple of weeks ago that little bit of some sleet mixed in, and you know, it always seems like in February we have 1 or 2 little bits of some wintry precipitation, and we are going to be starting off the month of February with that chance for some wintry precipitation. This morning, 50, 56, 40. Really? 36 degrees. I'll get it right. Can't even read that thing right in front of me right there. Dew point's at 26, and so the air is still very, very dry out there. And we're going to make it all the way up into the mid and even upper 60s later on today, topping off. We'll probably close to double what the current temperature, what the low temperature will be. And as far as the aquifer, it did go up 1/10 of a foot in yesterday's reading. Allergens, mountain cedar is moderate. Mold is on the low side. We do have a slight breeze out there this morning. Not much, but when you have temperatures this cold, it doesn't take hardly any, just a puff of wind out there toward, say, Castroville, Hondo, and that puts that wind chill temperature down to 21 right now is what it feels like in Hondo, 33 Helotes, and of course mid-20s in parts of the hill country. And we do, like I said, mountain cedars on the moderate side. It almost seems like mountain cedar may be starting to tail off here a little bit. We've already reached the peak of that, but we will find that out, especially going in toward the end of the week with another big front and windy conditions. First of all, today, though, mostly sunny skies, upper 60s, fantastic day. Then the clouds move in tonight, couple of showers late tonight, and throughout a good chunk of the day tomorrow. Looks like it is going to be a damp commute tomorrow, so allow yourself a little bit of extra time. Maybe a couple of claps of thunder, especially off to the east, and then this is going to come to an end late. We're going to start to get very mild midweek. Tomorrow's going to be on the warmer side, but then especially Tuesday, Wednesday, getting up toward the mid-70s. Then, and yes, that is in all capitals for a reason, this is a strong cold front moving on in here. It's going to come in Wednesday night, late Thursday. We may see some mixed precipitation, a little bit of sleet, perhaps some freezing rain, primarily in the hill countries it looks right now. And then that would be Thursday morning, and then very, very cold, just what you do not like, Sarah. That's going to be the case throughout the day. Thursday, Friday, and down in the 20s Friday, and also Saturday morning to start off. Wear that fuzzy stuff, Sarah.
Thank you, Mike. All right, new this morning, 3 people are in the hospital following a major crash overnight. That crash causing a big backup on I-10 heading towards downtown. Our Jonathan Cotto joins us live with the details. Jonathan, do you have an update?
Good morning, Sarah, and that's right. Yeah, those I-10 lanes heading towards downtown on I-10 have now opened, so that's the good news here. But we are learning those 3 people were taken to University Hospital in critical condition. We're learning that inside that vehicle were 2 female passengers and a male driver. Police say the driver was heavily intoxicated, but that wasn't the only contributing factor in this crash. They tell us the driver was arguing with the woman seated in the passenger side. That's when he lost control of the vehicle and hit the median. This all happening close to 2:30 this morning on the main lanes of I-10 and Fresno Road north of downtown. Sarah, again, the main lanes of I-10 heading towards downtown are now open. We are learning the driver of that vehicle may be facing several charges. Reporting live, Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Jonathan. Property owners, don't forget that tomorrow is the last day to pay your 2021 property tax bill without penalty or interest. So penalty and interest on delinquent bills begin at 7%. The Bexar County Tax Assessor's Office will have extended business hours tomorrow at all of its locations, including curbside drop-offs and a drive-through option. You can also make payments online at bear.org/tax or by phone by calling that number on your screen. This deadline does not apply to taxpayers on a payment plan, and it's important to note that accounts with an active lawsuit from a prior year will be assessed an additional 15% attorney collection fee on the 2021 taxes if not paid by Monday. So for more information, you can call that tax office. That number is 210-335-2251.
All right, tomorrow also the final day to register to vote for the March primary election coming up soon. So if you're unsure whether you're registered or not, we can help you find out. Just head to KSAT.com. We actually have a specific link you can click, and it helps check your registration status. Also on KSAT.com, everything you need to know about the primary election, including a look at what is on the ballot. Remember, early voting starts on January 14th. Election day for the primary is March.
In your morning headlines, Russia says it will relocate its naval exercises off the coast of Ireland after concerns were raised. This comes amid the tense dispute with the West over the expansion of the NATO alliance and fears that Russia is preparing to invade Ukraine. The exercises were going to be held 150 miles off the southwestern Ireland in international waters, but within Ireland's exclusive economic zone. The Irish foreign minister objected to the war game, saying, quote, "This isn't a time to increase military activity and tension," end quote. Yesterday, Russia's embassy in Ireland stated the exercises would be moved. The White House is reportedly considering a wider list of potential nominees for the Supreme Court. This comes as President Joe Biden says that he will nominate the first black woman to the bench. There are a few names that have already been mentioned on an early short list, but a source familiar with the discussion says the list also includes judges that Biden previously placed on the lower courts. Justice Stephen Breyer will step down at the end of the term sometime this summer. President Biden has vowed to announce his nominee by the end of February, and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer has promised quick confirmation hearings.
Well, schools around the country and across San Antonio, they are facing so many obstacles, mainly educating while overcoming challenges thrown in the way by this pandemic. We see a substitute teacher shortage, concerned families, a lot of questions about testing, and so much more. So to help answer these important questions and give us an inside look at a local district, today on GMSA at 8 a.m., Southside ISD Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Orlando Ramirez, joining us live. So if you have any questions that you'd like to ask, you can submit them right now. Just head to the Leading SA section of KSAT.com. Time now is 6:37, 37 degrees out.
Well, still ahead on GMSA, we're all on social media, and scammers, they know it. So what to look out for when you're online and how you can protect yourself.
Well, it's a potentially huge tech deal has some gamers concerned about their favorite games. What it can mean for you if you like to play the games, if Microsoft acquires the most successful video game company out there. I think it was close to $70 billion.
Wow.
Yeah.
A lot of money. All right, 37 degrees at 6:38 this morning. A very chilly start to our Sunday morning. Hey, Mike is in for Sarah Spivey this Sunday. We'll have our forecast when we come back.
Good morning and welcome back. What could be one of the largest tech deals ever has gamers around the world concerned and confused. Microsoft made waves when it announced plans to acquire Activision Blizzard for, yes, nearly $70 billion. And while the deal is technically pending regulatory approval, gamers are already asking what this could mean for their favorite games. David Sears gives us a closer look at what we can expect.
Following that massive deal, the question on gamers' minds, what does this mean for their favorite video games? It's still unclear, but industry analysts are preparing for the unknown.
Over time, I think that it's likely that Microsoft will try to make Activision titles exclusive to Xbox or exclusive to Game Pass, but meaning that they won't be available on PlayStation.
Activision Blizzard owns some of the most popular game franchises in the world, including Call of Duty. For years, the first-person shooter game has been available on all major platforms, including Xbox and PlayStation. But now, if Xbox maker Microsoft holds the key to the Call of Duty universe, will Sony customers be able to get in on the action?
Over time, I think this is going to drive more people to subscription and away from PlayStation. Microsoft needed more content and stuff that comes out more frequently. Call of Duty comes out every year.
On Twitter, Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer confirming the company's intent to honor all existing agreements and stating their desire to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation. But until the deal is done, local gamers on competing platforms may feel like they're the ones in the crosshairs. The deal is pending regulatory approval and is expected to close in 2023. Activision, Blizzard's library of games, also includes Candy Crush and World of Warcraft. David Sears, KSAT 12 News.
All right. David Sears and I matched. I like that.
Nice.
That's good. He's our gaming expert, special gaming correspondent.
And you're a gamer too.
So the joke is I actually sold my game console like 2 months before the pandemic, not knowing, the world was going to shut down.
And you needed that console.
We needed something. We jumped into puzzles. Fun fact, yesterday, Mike, was National Puzzle Day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What puzzles do you like?
We did, it was kind of like history puzzles. So we had one from like the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s. It was like the first 3 weeks of the pandemic.
Oh, I'm really bad at puzzles.
Oh, it was a lot of fun. Good teamwork.
Yeah, I started one. I didn't.
I was doing for a while Sudokus quite a bit.
Oh, nice.
Those are good.
Oh, those are hard. Puzzles hurt my brain.
I go for the easy ones, but anyway, Sudokus are pretty fun to do too. So, And then there's something online, Blockdoku. Have you tried that one?
I know people are playing Wordle.
Yeah, Wordle's the big thing.
I've heard about it. I haven't tried that one yet.
We'll try it in the break, but for now, I think we got to talk about the weather.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. First of all, you can step outside. It is cold out there this morning. Then it's going to warm up quite nicely. So by probably even late morning, you won't need a jacket. So, all right. I know a lot of people are still, kind of on edge from last year. And yes, we do have very cold air coming in here later on in the week. And we have the chance, as it looks right now, for a little bit of mixed precipitation. So just to compare, of course, last year temperatures were below freezing for 100-something hours, I think it was like that. It may go 18 hours or so, depending on where you are, obviously in portions of the hill country is below freezing. We're looking at here in town, maybe say late morning Thursday up until midday on Friday below freezing. Yes, it was a lot of snow and ice and everything. This is just a little bit of light freezing rain and or light sleet, and that's going to be Thursday morning. Wind chill time, yeah, it's going to be cold. We'll have temperatures down in the 20s, wind chills in the teens, but nothing again like we had last year. So this is not a repeat of 1 year ago, or just about 1 year ago. Now, what we're looking at, of course, is the wintry mix, and most likely it's going to be either sleet and or freezing rain. Now, as far as getting sleet to form up, what happens is you get obviously cold air aloft and then a layer of warm air. But that layer of warm air is shallow enough, it's thick enough to melt the snow that's falling down here, the frozen precipitation, but then it's cold enough at the surface that this refreezes before it reaches the ground, and that's when you get the sleet, which is not that big of a deal. Freezing rain, that's what we don't like to see, because that warm air is much, much thicker and closer to the ground, and so the precipitation doesn't have the chance to refreeze before it reaches the ground. But the ground, especially elevated surfaces, signs, overpasses, are in the freezing layer right down there, and so that rain freezes on contact, and that's what really makes for a messy situation. So we're definitely going to be keeping a close eye on how thick that layer of warm air and the cold air is down here at the surface once we get into later on in the week. Now, tomorrow, good news is we do have a chance for some rain, actually starting late tonight and throughout primarily the first half, 3/4 of the day tomorrow. Most of that should be out of here by mid-afternoon tomorrow. And then Tuesday, sort of a mixture of sunshine and clouds. Then the rain comes back in here Wednesday. And then overnight Wednesday, here comes the colder air. Most of the rain is going to be ahead of this front. And temperatures will continue to drop down. We will have the chance, though, for some probably sleet, freezing rain in portions of the hill country, maybe the northern half of San Antonio. And again, this is long-range computer model right now. We are still, 4 days away from this event, so a lot can change between now and then. But this is what it's looking like as of right now, and that would just be a Thursday morning event, and then it just stays plain old, darn right, down bone-chilling cold by Friday morning, well, throughout the day on Thursday, but Friday morning as well as Saturday morning. 62 degrees today at noon. Sunny skies, absolutely fantastic day today. Get out and enjoy it. Great way to ring out the month or the last weekend of January. And then we ring out the month with a little bit of rain, which is some good news. 70 tomorrow, 72 on Tuesday. Wednesday, that is going to be transition day. And I just jumped past that graphic. I apologize. Let me jump forward here. I do that all the time. I get excited about this. Being able to work with Sarah and Max.
Oh, it's an honor, Mike.
The front comes through. It's going to be late Wednesday. Temperatures are basically going to be dropping down throughout the day. So we'll go from 74 Wednesday afternoon to below freezing by sometime probably midday on Thursday. And there will be a little bit of changeover, a little bit of mixture of some wintry mix, sleet, maybe freezing rain, primarily northern counties as it's looking right now. And then it just stays really cold.
Okay, but this is nothing that we need to get super worried about or go to HEB and buy all the toilet paper.
No panic buying.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
It's going to be just a couple of days.
Thank you, Mike.
Thanks, Mike. Time now, 6:48, 37 degrees out.
Let's take a look at these lotto numbers. Pick 3, 0, 3, 4, Fireball 0, Daily 4, 6, 8, 2, 3, Fireball 3.
Your cash 5, 10, 18, 19, 27, 31. Lotto Texas 4, 18, 19, 35, 45, 52. Powerball, Mike, do you play?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? Every time?
Usually.
If you check the numbers and you win, you going to leave?
No.
Powerball
I would.
2, 15, 38, 54, 65, big number 11, Power Play 4. Good luck. We'll be right back. Good morning and welcome back. We're all on social media, and really social media has been a gold mine for scammers. We're talking mega millions.
And the Federal Trade Commission says 1/4 of all fraud victims last year said the trouble all started on a social media site. Marilyn Moritz explains which scams are hot right now and how to avoid them.
Social media, it's how we connect with friends and frauds. Last year saw an explosion as people lost $770 million in scams rooted in social media. That's 18 times what it was 5 years ago.
I think there's a lot for scammers to like about social media. It's a low-cost way to reach billions of people really from anywhere. They can easily manufacture a completely fake persona.
Or just hack your account. Most scams dealt with online shopping, orders for advertised goods that never arrived. But the biggest surge and most lucrative? Investment scams involving cryptocurrency and romance scams, sometimes combined. The FTC's Emma Fletcher says it typically starts with a direct message from someone and it builds from there.
The person will start to sort of drop hints that they're really great at investing, and wouldn't you like to try investing in cryptocurrency? And that's a way to use that, romantic hook to lure people into bogus cryptocurrency investments.
Who's being ripped off? Well, it may surprise you. Younger people were more than twice as likely to report they'd been scammed than people over 40. So how can you protect yourself?
We would encourage people to check their privacy settings, limit who can see your posts and your information.
Also, opt out of targeted ads. Research companies before you buy. If a friend requests money, call and verify it's really them. And beware any payments using wire transfers, gift cards, and cryptocurrency. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
We do have some late breaking news. Jonathan Cotto is at the scene of a rollover on I-35 southbound at Walters. That's right after the AT&T Center exit. He says that there is a car rolled over at this time. We don't have any other information, but we do believe SAPD is on scene and they might be closing some lanes. So we'll have an update on that coming up later in our 8 a.m. show.
All right, but for now, 6:54, 37 degrees out.
So February is almost here, and that means it's almost rodeo time. So right now on KSAT.com, we have everything you need to know, including entertainers performing, where you can get your tickets, and information about other rodeo events. Head to KSAT.com and click on the rodeo section under the entertainment tab.
Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, the major nor'easter leaving a huge mess for millions of Americans. Snow and high winds battering a dozen states over the weekend. Dangerous conditions on the roads and flooding in coastal areas. Massachusetts hit hard with more than 100,000 homes and businesses still without power. Our weather team is in Boston this morning with the latest. Plus, mixed messages from the Kremlin. Russia saying it's returning some of their troops back from the Ukraine border to their bases after a planned combat readiness check. The Biden administration hoping for more signs of de-escalation while thousands of Russian troops still remain. Our crew is on the ground in Ukraine's capital. And Tom Brady stirring up the internet last night after multiple reports of his retirement. Is the 7-time Super Bowl champ ready to hang up the jersey after a legendary 22-season career? It's all ahead here on GMA.
Today, the final day that CPS Energy crews will be out working on overhead power lines near 35 and O'Connor Road on the northeast side. For safety precautions, there will be intermittent lane closures on 35 North and the access road between Weidner and O'Connor Roads. So the work is expected to take place from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. today.
We're going to take a look out at that accident. This is the map we're showing you, that rollover happening at southbound I-35 and Walters. Our Jonathan Cotto is there live. He has confirmed that it is a rollover accident. We don't know the injuries at this time, but we do know SAPD is out on scene and potentially will be closing lanes in that area.
It is a gorgeous start to this Sunday morning. Absolutely beautiful out there. Bundle up, though. It is cold, and then we have a bit of a wind chill to deal with. Wind chill's down to 28 now. Rio Medina 21 in Hondo, and it is going to warm up nicely. We're going to have a high today up to 69 degrees. Plenty of sunshine. Good news is some rain overnight, and boy, we could use that throughout much of the day tomorrow. Wet commute tomorrow, and then big, strong cold front Wednesday into Thursday. Maybe a little bit of mixed precipitation up northern part of the area, and then frigid temperatures, especially through the day Thursday, Friday morning, Saturday morning.
Brr.
All right, Mike Osterhage.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We're going to take an hour-long break for Good Morning America, but so much more coming up here at 8 a.m. We're going to have an update on that rollover crash and, of course, leading SA with the superintendent of Southside ISD.
See you at 8.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Well, section of southbound I-35 shut down this morning. Police working to clear a rollover. Jonathan Cotto joins us live from the scene with the latest.
Plus, would-be thefts target a bank truck for a heist, but end up getting more than they bargained for when guns are pulled on them. We have the details.
And taking a live look out at the Alamo City. It is gorgeous out there. Yesterday was a picture-perfect day after a chilly start. Can we expect the same thing today? Mike Osterhage joining us in studio with your full forecast. Good morning. It is 8 o'clock this Sunday, January 30th. Thank you so much for starting your morning with us. I was so excited to read the temperature, but it's not at the bottom of the screen.
I don't know.
I shall tell you.
Oh, look at that. Mike
Mike will tell us
Osterhage.
in a bit.
Our local thermometer. How goes it?
Actually, it got colder in the past. Yep, because
there it is.
Usually in this situation, the coldest time of the year is right as the sun is coming up because it really hasn't started to heat up the atmosphere yet. And we don't have any wind to deal with. We've got obviously clear skies. We've got very dry air, so that allows the heaviest, coldest air to continue to sink down to the surface. That's why we're now down to 34 degrees here in town. And big warm up, double that. We'll make it up to 69 later on today, actually a little bit warmer than yesterday. Just an absolutely spectacular sort of a day. The aquifer yesterday went up 1/10 of a foot. Allergens, mountain cedar moderate. Mold is on the low side. Now, with these cold temperatures, it doesn't take much as far as a puff of a breeze to give us a slight wind chill. These are the actual air temperatures, though, right now. 23 Comfort, 29 Hondo, 26 in Bandera. And there's that, well, maybe in a couple of spots, a little bit of a breeze. So the wind chill is down to 23 right now there in Hondo. As far as these numbers, like 20s, remember those because a lot of folks are going to be seeing those numbers late in the week once this next big front moves through. We're going to talk more about that. But in the meantime, we do have a rain chance to talk about late tonight as well as tomorrow. So that's some really, really good news. Then we'll talk about the really cold stuff coming by the end of the week to bring in the month of February. Sarah, Max?
Thank you, Mike. Happening right now, a large section of I-35 shut down after a rollover crash, the vehicle landing on its roof.
It's a story our Jonathan Cotto has been covering since it happened at 6:30 this morning. He joins us live. So, Jonathan, are parts of I-35 southbound still closed?
That's right, Sarah. In fact, most of that Sunday morning traffic going southbound is here on the access road that you can see right now. And cleanup is still underway here on the main lanes of I-35 southbound, where San Antonio police are responding to the scene of that multiple vehicle crash. Right now, we know at least 4 cars are involved. Information is limited, but we did have an opportunity to speak with the driver of one of those vehicles. Let's take a look at what that scene looked like earlier this morning. Now, that driver of one of the vehicles involved only pulled over on I-35 to help the driver of one of the black sports cars that were involved in this accident or this crash. Now, he was telling me that he pulled over to help him because there was a drunk driver, an allegedly drunk driver on the road that impacted the black car head on. And when he pulled over, a white SUV, the SUV that we see that rolled over, rear-ended him in the process. Now, all that just causing for this pile-up and causing for those major delays this morning. Of course, this is information that we're getting from one of the drivers that were involved in this morning's crash. We know that the alleged drunk driver's vehicle is a red truck that is further down Interstate 35 on the southbound lanes. But of course, again, Max, Sarah, this is all under investigation, and this is information that we were able to receive from one of the drivers involved in the crash. Reporting live from I-35, sending it back to you, Max, Sarah.
Thank you, Jonathan. Also new this morning, investigators searching for 2 men wanted for evading police after, get this, an attempted robbery of an armored bank truck. This is what we know right now. There was a heavy police presence in the 900 block of Bandera Road yesterday just before 10:30 a.m. San Antonio police on the scene telling us guards were unloading the ATM. One of the guards noticed 2 men approaching them with guns. The guards telling police they felt threatened. They took out their own weapons and shot at the suspects. Those suspects firing back then ran off. No money stolen, no injuries reported. Police still working to figure out who exactly the suspects are trying to figure out where they are.
Well, good news. If you've been waiting to get free N95 masks this weekend, they are available in the San Antonio area. The mass distribution of the masks are part of the Biden administration's plan to help combat the spread of the Omicron variant. Each person is limited to 3 masks. To find out where you can get yours, just head to our website at ksat.com.
Well, schools across the country and across San Antonio, they are facing so many obstacles, mainly trying to teach kids, trying to educate while all overcoming these obstacles, these challenges thrown in by the way of COVID.
So joining us in today's Leading SA segment is Superintendent of Schools for the Southside ISD, Rolando Ramirez. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. Good morning.
Good morning. On behalf of Southside ISD, thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you for joining us bright and early. So first and foremost, what impacts are you seeing from our recent surge of COVID in schools?
So these last couple of weeks, it's been a little bit difficult with the surge of the Omicron variant. We've had about 15% of our students out due to a COVID-related issue, whether it was an exposure or a positive case. Also about 10% of our staff being out. So it brings up issues on coverage, on the remote conferencing that's provided to those students that are at home, with connectivity issues that we've been dealing with. So it creates a little bit of problems, but nothing that we haven't been able to handle so far.
Are you guys also dealing with substitute shortages as well, like we're seeing in a lot of the other districts?
Actually, we haven't, because what we've done is that we have inclusion teachers. These are teachers that team teach with our teachers. So if one of the 2 teachers are out, the other one takes the place of the other teacher. And then we have a district team that also provides coverage in the event that the inclusion teacher and the main teacher are out. So really the use of substitutes have been minimal. So when we do call a substitute, we do have substitutes available.
And what does COVID-19 testing look like at your district? Is there any kind of policy in place, or how do you guys make that happen?
So we do not have a policy in place because we follow the TEA guidelines. We can't mandate anybody to get tested or to receive the vaccine. We do have community labs here at our district every Wednesday. The COVID testing is offered to any student, staff member that's interested in taking the testing. It's available at all campuses. We average about a quarter of our students and staff that get tested on a weekly basis. We also have a clinic here on site here at the district that COVID testing is available every single day. To the community, we have also hosted clinics here at the district this coming Saturday. We have Amerigroup here at the district offering the vaccine, the Moderna, the Pfizer vaccine, and COVID testing for the community. This will be this coming Saturday here at the district.
All right, a lot of availability of vaccines and testing. So I was at the district at the start of the school year. Lots of exciting programs in place, especially the STEAM program. I know a lot of students and staff members excited about that. We also talked about the educational goals back in late August. So is this recent surge in COVID, has that interrupted or derailed the progress you were so optimistic about?
There's interruptions that we've had to deal with a day-to-day basis, but we have a mindset that we're not going to make any excuses. The instruction and learning need to continue. Our STEAM program has been a hit with the community. We've had some fun, relevant activities for our students. This coming week, we partnered up with UTSA. We're doing an excavation right behind high school and our La Soya Middle School, studying the Battle of Medina and bringing up our students from the elementary all the way to the high school to participate in it. It makes learning relevant for our students and fun to see what an archaeologist actually does. Also, we partnered up with UTSA on some future CTE certificates for our high school students, including the possibility of offering a Spanish medical minor at our district, which would be greatly needed in our community.
Very cool. So we know there's a lot of confusion and frustration with the pandemic right now, and families and their students trying to get through the school year. So what would your message be to any parents and students who may be watching?
So we thank our students and parents for their patience, understanding, as we maneuver and navigate through these challenges that are brought up by the pandemic. But our staff have done an amazing job, coming to school every single day and keeping our students safe. So, we're going to have communication. We're going to continue with the communication with our parents on a weekly basis. Also, we host our coffee talks with the superintendent's cabinet, where we have a Facebook Live session with anybody who wants to tune in that has questions for us. So my message to our community is thank you so much, for believing in the school district and buying into what we're trying to do, and to our staff that on a daily basis, they're risking their health coming to work, and they've done an amazing job. And we're looking forward to the end of the year. So when we take those STAR assessments to show what the students have learned this year.
All right, Mr. Ramirez, thank you so much for joining us. Anyone who missed any part of this conversation, went over the full thing, the full conversation in its entirety, just head to KSAT 12 News online throughout the day. Mr. Ramirez, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, time now, just about 8:11, 38 degrees out.
Well, family and community members aren't giving up hope when it comes to finding Lena Kiel. That story straight ahead.
And another artist, musical artist, joining Neil Young, trying to boycott Spotify. What she has to say coming up.
Blood donations, bonding donors and receivers, an emotional reunion coming up next.
And a quick live look out of the Alamo City. 38 degrees to start your Sunday morning. Oh my goodness, I almost said Monday.
Get ahead of yourself.
I know.
Let's enjoy Sunday first.
What is your Monday going to look like? We're going to check in with Mike Osterhage in just a few moments.
Did you mean Sunday?
Yes.
Okay. Welcome back. San Antonio police are searching for a woman who was last seen this weekend. So take a look at your screen. The woman is 24-year-old Sabine Hernagel. Police say the last location anyone saw her was Friday near East Park Avenue and McCullough Avenue. That's just north of downtown. She was wearing a brown turtleneck and with patterned slacks. She has a large scar on her left knee and a tattoo on her left bicep. If you've seen her or if you know where she is, you are asked to call the San Antonio Police Department's missing person unit. That number on the top of your screen right there, 210-207-7660. All
right, another search to tell you about, the search for Lena Kiel. It continues. These search efforts have been going on for longer than a month already. The 3-year-old last seen on December 20th, and she was last seen at a play area at her family's apartment complex on Fredericksburg Road. Now, SAPD says their investigators remain diligent in the efforts to find Lena following every lead. They're still treating this as a missing persons case, not an abduction. Now, Lena's father and members of the Muslim Children Education and Civic Center believe something more sinister may have happened.
Every passing day, not finding her or having any trace of her back is making this suspicion even stronger.
And I'm expecting from those people, whoever anyone has her, to share that information with the police department or FBI.
Anyone with any information asked to call SAPD's missing persons unit. That number on your screen, 210-207-7660.
A Pleasanton man's life was saved thanks to the Brothers in Arms program. The program is at the South Texas Blood and Tissue Center. It started in San Antonio in 2018. It allows victims of traumatic incidents to get pre-hospital whole blood transfusions. The difference is between life and death for Scott Mussey, who was severely hurt in a farming accident last April. 9 months later, he was able to shake the hand of one of his donors.
As a recipient of that gift of life, that it is something that the person who receives it on the other end is going to be forever changed.
South Texas Blood and Tissue Center is looking for men with type O blood to donate to this program.
All right, time now, 8:17. Mike, it's not really getting any warmer out there. It's 39 degrees.
It's a bit chilly.
This is the cold time of the morning.
Okay.
Like I said, right on a day when we have perfect radiational cooling, as we call it. You got clear skies, very dry air, light wind, and that colder, heavier air continues to settle down to the surface until the sun can start to get high enough to warm things up. So temperatures throughout the rest of the morning between now and noon are just going to be jumping up. We got to jump ahead to tomorrow morning. We are going to have some showers around. It's not going to be anywhere near as cold. Jacket weather, obviously. But allow yourself a little extra time for your morning commute tomorrow because we'll have some of those showers around. Then they are going to be coming to an end probably by about mid-afternoon or so. We're going to make it up to 70 later on tomorrow. Back to this morning, and one of our good friends, Yvonne, took this picture and beautiful sunrise. Yes, indeed, it is. Oh, what a great way to start off a Sunday morning. Thank you very much for that one, Yvonne. And looking off to the east, and you can see nothing but blue skies out there. Absolutely fantastic. Now, there's the dry air that we had upstairs in the atmosphere, that darker shade of gray as this loops back through right in there. And now we're getting a little bit more moisture. So maybe, as I like to describe it, a kind of a milky shade of the sky today, but still it is going to be a sensational day. Get outside and enjoy it. And then that moisture, though, is going to be thickening up. As we go into tonight, we'll have more clouds around here, and overnight and by tomorrow morning, a couple of showers are going to be developing. So that's why I said you're going to allow yourself a little extra time tomorrow morning for getting the kids off to school and heading off to work. And that's going to be going on throughout most of the morning. Maybe a couple of thunderstorms off to the east by mid or early afternoon, say noon, early afternoon, and then that's going to be getting on out of here. And we'll have a little bit of a clearing period then into Tuesday. But then the moisture and the clouds come back in here fairly quickly Tuesday into Wednesday. Wednesday, we will have a few more showers. And again, this is the computer model I was talking about. It kind of paints things in with a broad brush. So it's not like rain everywhere, but just that chance for some rain. And then overnight, yes, as the front moves on through here, we are going to start to see cold enough temperatures that may support a little bit of perhaps some sleet and or some freezing rain, primarily up to the north. And that's going to be in through Thursday morning. So as it looks right now, and this is not going to be a huge event, but just a little bit of some rain, maybe a little bit of mixed sleet or freezing rain, primarily up to the north to start off on Thursday. And that's going to be getting on out of here. Temperatures are going to be dropping down throughout the afternoon on Thursday. So we're probably going to be below freezing here in town for a good 12, maybe 18 hours from probably midday Thursday through about mid-afternoon on Friday, and that's here in San Antonio. So it will be somewhat of an extended freeze, and we are going to see some low temperatures Friday morning as well as then again Saturday morning down in the 20s. So we've got really cold air up to the north, and then this brutally cold stuff up here in Canada, which is going to make another shove down to the south, and so that's what's going to be shoving this very cold air in here, and it does look like it is some of the coldest air that we've seen so far this season. Back to overnight tonight and tomorrow. That's the low that's working its way across here, one of these little cutoff lows. So that's what's going to give us the chance for some rain tomorrow. That then gets out of here. Here's that cold air just pouring down, it's just a heavy air mass coming down here from Canada, and that's the front that's going to be coming through here into Thursday. And then we have another low which is going to develop and maybe give us another chance for some rain by perhaps Monday following week, so a week from tomorrow. 62 degrees today at noon. Sunny skies. Absolutely fantastic day. Maybe a couple of high clouds out there, 69 for a high temperature. Clouds tonight. We'll have a couple of showers that are going to be developing, and then those will continue on into tomorrow. So it will be a wet commute for most of us tomorrow morning, maybe even a couple of thunderstorms off to the east. 70 for a high temperature. Go up Tuesday, go up Wednesday, 74. Front comes through. Temperatures are pretty much going to be dropping throughout the day. We'll start off about 38, get down to 30 in the afternoon. Couple of, spots for some sleet and or some freezing rain, primarily, northern Bexar County up into the hill country. Not a great chance of rain or precipitation, I should say, as of right now. And then that's going to be clearing on out. So still, 4 days away. We get to kind of, hone in on a little bit more, obviously, as time goes on. But that's the way it's looking right now. But then really cold temperatures Friday morning as well as Saturday morning.
Okay. No need to panic buy.
No.
Okay.
Not pushing the panic button.
No.
But just something to think ahead, pipes, because we're going to be below freezing here down for, good 12 hours or more than that. So, just pipes.
Faucet trip?
Yeah, not a bad idea.
Yeah.
All right. Mike Oserich.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you. 822, 39 degrees out.
All right. Another artist is calling out Spotify and leaving the platform. That's next. All right, the drama continues. First, it was Neil Young. Now it's Joni Mitchell removing her music from Spotify.
So she's telling the public it's because of COVID vaccine misinformation. Joni Mitchell posted her intent to leave Spotify on her own website. She goes on to say she stands, quote, in solidarity with Neil Young and the global scientific and medical communities, end quote.
So last Monday in an open letter, Young stated he was pulling his music from Spotify and the platform didn't waste any time. By Wednesday, all of his music had been removed.
Both Mitchell and Young are specifically calling out Spotify exclusive podcast host Joe Rogan and what is said on the interviews on his podcast. Also on Spotify.
Always something.
Always something. All right. 8:26, 41 degrees. Look at that. We're in the 40s.
Speaking of drama, I love the drama.
I like the football, you like the drama.
Yeah.
So we are together on this story. Will he stay or will he go? Tom Brady reports that he was retiring, but his dad, his agent, and others close to the situation say not so fast. We have the latest.
Millions of Americans are now trying to thaw out after a weekend nor'easter grips the region. The story is coming up next.
Good morning and happy Sunday. I'm Max Massey.
I'm Sarah Costa. It is January 30th. I'm laughing because we were just talking about January is my least favorite month. Like, if you were to ask someone, what's your favorite month?
May.
April.
Locked in on May.
Exactly. It's like the fun months. It's like spring, summerish fun things. October's fun.
Well, the temperature, now it's in the 40s, but Mike, you were telling us the radiational cooling got us stuck in the 30s for a minute there.
Yeah, because we got those clear skies, got very, very dry air, and really no wind this morning. And so the heaviest, coldest air continues to settle down to the surface. Usually, somebody explained it to me years ago, it's almost like chocolate milk. If you keep chocolate milk all stirred up, everything's fine. You don't stir it up and you get all the heavier chocolate settling down to the bottom. That's the way it is in the atmosphere. Simple example, but when you have this good radiational cooling, and that's why it continues to cool down even as we go into right after sunrise before the sun can really start to warm things up. Right now we're at 34 degrees out there at the airport. Dew point's 27, so we still have very dry air, and you can see the clear skies and no wind to speak of. Got some 20s, mid-20s in portions of the hill country. These are numbers that most all of us are going to be looking at by the end of the week for low temperatures. More on that is going to be coming up. Slight bit of a breeze in a couple of spots, so we do have some wind chills down to 23 right now at Hondo. And the mountain cedars on the moderate side haven't gotten the updated count yet for today. Mold is low. So today, just gorgeous, upper 60s, double where we started off this morning. And then tonight we're going to start to see some clouds move in here, a few showers overnight, and tomorrow maybe a thunderstorm off to the east. That's going to be ending late in the day, but the morning commute is definitely going to be on the damp side. Warm and low to mid 70s going into Tuesday, Wednesday, then a few showers. Then, yeah, that's all in capital letters. A very, very strong cold front's going to move through here Wednesday night into Thursday. There may be a little bit of moisture mixing in with that cold air, so we could actually see perhaps a little bit of slight sleet or freezing rain, primarily up to the north. And it's a few days off, but that's how it looks right now. And that would be Thursday morning. Then that will come to an end, but really, really cold temperatures. Like I said, we're going to be seeing some low temperatures well down into the 20s. Friday morning as well as on Saturday morning. Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Sarah, Max.
Thank you, Mike. Well, new this morning, cleanup is still underway on the southbound lanes of I-35 heading towards downtown following a rollover crash.
That crash involving multiple vehicles. Jonathan Cotto has been out there live since 6:30 this morning. Those lanes were actually closed earlier. So, Jonathan, can you give us an update?
That's right, Max. Actually, they were closed earlier. The good news is they're now up and running. Crews were able to quickly clean and clear those southbound lanes. But let's take a look at what the scene looked like just earlier this morning following that frightening crash. We know San Antonio police responded to the section of I-35 southbound between AT&T Center Parkway and Walter Street. That's on the city's east side. Now, right now, we know at least 4 vehicles were involved in the crash. We're waiting to hear from police, but we did have the chance to speak with one of the drivers whose vehicle was rear-ended by the white SUV that rolled over. He tells us it was a drunk driver traveling north on southbound lanes that impacted the black sports car head on. He says he pulled over, put his hazards on, and stepped out of his car to help the driver of the black car. That's when the white SUV impacted his vehicle from behind, causing it to roll over. Now, again, this is information coming from one of the drivers involved in this morning's crash. We are waiting to hear from police, and we asked him if he knew if anybody was hurt. He said yes, but was not able to detail the extent of their injuries. We're going to continue to stay on top of the story and update you as more information is made available. Reporting live from the city's east side, Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Jonathan. Making more headlines this morning, millions of Americans in the Northeast are waking up to morning to snow totals ranging from just a few inches close to 3 feet.
Whew.
Yeah.
So the major nor'easter that struck earlier this weekend and moved out overnight, but not before leaving a huge mess in its wake. ABC's Rob Marciano explains.
This morning, the Northeast reeling after getting battered by an historic winter storm. In Massachusetts, more than 50,000 people without power, now forced to bear unrelenting bitter temperatures without electricity. The nor'easter dumping up to 30 inches of snow in the state's southeast region.
Downtown Boston's getting a good cleaning up.
Boston getting nearly 2 feet.
This is just a ferocious winter storm, and Boston is in the bullseye. Look at these snow drifts. Curtains of snow have been coming down sideways all day long. Visibility at times near zero, and the wind chill's just brutal, well below 0 degrees.
Massive amounts of snow and ice, just one of the many dangers the storm left in its wake. Rising floods surging onto coastal communities. The Cape area getting hammered with over 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. In Nantucket, high waters engulfing these homes. Some residents seen braving the storm by canoe. Those punishing winds and rough waves sweeping water through the island's roads. Overnight, our ABC affiliate WCVB reporting from the flood zone.
Strong winds pulled power lines to the ground, and coastal flooding left roads covered in slush.
The salt water from the floods now freezing over, wrapping cars like this one in ice. Other vehicles throughout the region stranded in the snow. On I-95 in New York, 2 tractor trailers overturned. The storm snarling travel both on the road and in the air. Around 1,300 flights canceled today, adding to the 3,500 cancellations from Saturday. New York, Philadelphia, and Boston, some of the major flight hubs facing the most interruptions.
This is one of the top snowfalls in a 24-hour period in the history of the state of Rhode Island.
The massive cleanup already underway in New Jersey and New York, where the storm hit early Saturday morning. But that bitter cold still here through the weekend.
Officially 23.6 inches falling in a 24-hour period here in Boston. That ties the all-time record. So 2 feet plus drifts. It's quite the dig out, and wind chills hovering around the 0 degree mark today. So 0 melting today, no significant warm up for the next several days. Rob Marciano, ABC News, Boston.
All right, going across the country, a shooting in St. Louis ends with police there investigating now a triple homicide. In all, police say 4 men in their 20s all shot. 3 of them died. A 4th is in critical but stable condition. The St. Louis Police Chief John Hayden said investigators found 2 guns and 50 shell casings on the street outside of where those 3 men were shot and killed. The 4th also shot. Right now, investigators working to figure out the motive of the shooting and who exactly is responsible.
Well, 9 people staying in a hotel are rushed to the hospital suffering from carbon monoxide poisoning. This happened in Ohio. According to reports, 7 of those people are in critical condition. The victims, children and adults. The fire marshal at the scene says the source of the carbon monoxide is not clear, but all 9 people had been in the hotel's pool area. The hotel was evacuated. Authorities are still investigating.
And back here in the Lone Star State, former President Donald Trump in Texas this weekend, grabbing attention for saying he may pardon his supporters who took part in the January 6th Capitol riot. So former President Trump making that comment while at a rally in Conroy, Texas. He told the audience if he decides to run for president again and wins, he would, quote, treat those people from January 6th fairly, end quote. Top Texas Republicans used this Houston area rally with former President Donald Trump to cheer on a potential comeback campaign by Trump, showing how much sway he still holds with the state Republicans over a year after leaving office. Now, former president has not yet announced whether he officially plans on running again in 2024, but he did tease a potential run and has done so for months.
Well, back here at home, the deadline to vote is almost here. If you want to vote in the upcoming primary election and you aren't registered to vote yet, tomorrow, January 31st, is the last day to register. Also keep in mind the deadline to apply for mail-in ballot is February 18th, Election Day, March 1st.
Also, property owners, listen up, because Monday is the last day to pay your 2021 property tax bill. And if you do so on time, you will avoid penalty or interest. To accommodate the public, the Bexar County Tax Assessor's Office will have extended business hours tomorrow at all of its locations. And that also includes curbside drop-offs and, of course, the drive-through option. Payments can also be made online at bear.org/tax, or you can call the number on your screen. That is 1-888-852-3572. Now, if you are not a taxpayer, this does not mean anything to you. The account from an active lawsuit from a prior year will be assessed with an additional 15% attorney collection fee on the 2021 taxes if they're not paid by Monday. If you have any questions, we know there are a lot of information. There's a lot going on, so you can call the tax office. That number on your screen right now, 210-335-2251.
Well, SAS is warning its customers to be aware of an active robocall scam that's going around. Officials with the company tell us customers are getting calls saying their water will be shut off if they don't press a number and make a payment. The company says their automated messages are only sent out Monday through Friday. So if you're a victim of this scam, you're being asked to call SAS financial institution to dispute it.
All right, time now, 8:41, 42 degrees out. We're moving up.
Good. I want it to be warm. All right, Tom Brady, Max.
Yeah, so there was a lot of push notifications yesterday saying he's considered arguably the best of all time. He's the best quarterback of all time.
He is. He's the GOAT.
He is the GOAT. Will he come back for a 23rd season? There's a lot that he, his dad, his agent have to say. We're going to explain in just a bit.
The economic forecast for this quarter, it isn't good as it was first predicted. Straight ahead, what one bank is now saying about the economy.
And here at home, we've been talking about it through the morning. We started in the 30s. At least it's beautiful out there.
Started at the bottom, now we're here.
Okay, on that note, we're going to go to break. We'll be right back.
Sunday, the president's supreme pick. Will history be made? The senator leading the confirmation, the Republican who can change it all. Is this the lift Biden needs? Plus, Russia's growing threats. Is an invasion imminent? Sunday on ABC's This Week with George.
In business news, Bank of America is warning that the U.S. economy could shrink this quarter. Bank officials are informing their clients that there is a significant risk that could negative growth. The bank now expects U.S. gross domestic product to increase at an annual rate of just 1% this quarter. Initially, the Bank of America was calling for 4% growth during the first 3 months of this year. Disruptions caused by the Omicron variant is a big part of this reason for the down-adjusted economic outlook.
All right, we know a lot of people out there looking for jobs. Well, General Motors is looking to hire a lot of tech support staff members. So the car company, GM, says it plans to hire more than 8,000 new technical staff this year. It's part of the organization's long-term plan to ramp up development of electric vehicles and services driven by software. And I got to say, the electric F-150 coming out, it looks awesome.
Is it pretty?
Mike Osterhage, 40 degrees. Is the electric F-150 pretty?
I can't.
Trucks can be pretty.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've actually seen a picture of it.
It looks pretty good. Actually, yesterday I was driving and I saw an electric Mustang SUV. It was mind-blowing.
Oh, there's a lot going on there.
There was a lot going on, but it was pretty cool.
Which, for the classic car enthusiasts, you're like, electric Mustang?
An electric Mustang SUV.
SUV. Don't they have an electric Mustang, though, too?
Yeah.
I think kind of like, okay.
There's a lot going on.
Just leave that alone and take a look at this beautiful picture out there. Isn't that pretty? Oh, it's going to be a great day to just get outside. If you're by the water, if you're just in a park later on this afternoon, enjoy it. We got a lot coming up, I should say, throughout the rest of the week. What a glorious start this morning. Nothing but sunshine out there, and obviously nothing is showing up on the satellite picture as of right now. And there's not really a heck of a lot upstream. There is this low right here. This is going to be working its way across the area. This is what's going to give us a chance for some rain, really starting late tonight into tomorrow. We'll start to see more clouds this evening, and then overnight, kind of a wet commute tomorrow morning, and most of the rain should be gone by the mid to late afternoon tomorrow. So just keep that in mind. It's going to be kind of a damp day, but that's not a bad thing because we obviously desperately need some rain around here. Here's a computer model, and as you can see, the clouds come in tonight, and then we do have that chance for some rain tomorrow. Maybe a couple of thunderstorms, especially off to the east to northeast tomorrow. And again, some of this may straggle in. This model likes to have a few of those showers, the stragglers, left over by late afternoon. But I think most of it should be out of here by the evening drive. Now, Tuesday we'll have a lot of clearing, and then clouds come back in overnight. Rain moves back in here on Wednesday, and it's just going to be right now about a 30% chance for some rain. Then the cold air. Now this is going to be ahead of and along the front as it moves on in here, and it's a doozy of a front as far as temperatures. And yes, this will mix with some of that moisture, a little bit of freezing rain, a little bit of sleet, primarily up to the north. And again, this is still 4 days out, so obviously we're going to be able to hone in a lot closer, but this is what it's looking like as of right now with that slight mix, northern half of Bexar County and then up to the north. I wouldn't do anything as far as any big plans or anything right now, but just to kind of think about it down the road. And then things are going to be, any precipitation is going to be getting on out of here. And then we got the really, really cold temperatures that are going to be settling on in. Now, a lot of people are still, the last time we had some of the mixed precipitation, everybody's a little bit antsy about it, going back to about a year ago. We were below freezing for about 4.5 days. This year, it's going to be 12, 18 hours, maybe a little bit longer than that, staying below freezing in portions of the hill country. Yes, you want to, drip your pipes and watch out for that, but it's not going to be anywhere near that. Of course, we had all the ice and snow, a little bit of light icing possible, and then wind chill temperatures. I mean, temperatures are going to be very cold. We're going to be down to mid-20s here in town Friday morning as well as Saturday morning, but we're not going to have just the ridiculously cold wind chill temperatures like we had around here last year. So it is nothing like what it was last year. Cold weather and a little bit of some light freezing as it looks right now. 62 degrees at noon today. Sunny skies, and then a high temperature today up to 69. Absolutely gorgeous day. More clouds tonight. Chance for a couple of showers to move into the area overnight, and tomorrow it's going to be on the damp side. And then 70 degrees, 72 Tuesday, 74 on Wednesday. We'll have showers Wednesday, and then we are going to be getting up to the about the upper or mid 70s on Wednesday, and that big front moves on through here. Obviously, we're going to keep watching for the next couple of days, and really, really cold temperatures in behind that.
Thank you, Mike.
Pro football coverage powered by Davis Law Firm.
All right, will he stay or will he go? It's a huge question regarding this man, Tom Brady. A lot of you know him in a Bucs uniform. Others know him in the Patriots uniform. So after 22 seasons, the big question is, whose word do we trust? Apparently, Tom Brady's camp says it's nothing definitive. But Mike Girardi, the NFL Network, says that Tom Brady's dad told him the story is just conjecture. That Tommy, we're going to call him Tommy today, okay. Tommy hasn't made a final decision whether he's going to retire or not. So a local station from Tampa Bay reporting that Tom Brady Sr., Tommy's dad, told them his son is not retiring, but adding that Brady's agent saying that the client is retiring, but in a statement indicated that Brady wasn't ready for the information to be reported. The agent, in part, said, quote, without getting into the accuracy or inaccuracy of what is being reported, Tom will be the first person, the only person to express his plans with complete accuracy, end quote. So he might be retiring, just not yesterday.
Yeah, he wants to do it on his own terms.
Exactly. Understandable. All right. So from the drama of off the field to the drama on the field. Big day today for the NFL. The NFC Championship is going to be decided this evening. I'll say evening because it's 5:30. That's my bedtime. 49ers taking on the Rams. LA favored by 3.5 points. But here's the thing. The Niners, I think, have won the last 6 games, including both the team's regular season matchups. Kickoff set at 5:30, but you don't have to wait that long to watch football because we got Pat Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs taking on Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals. That is in Arrowhead, and that is taking place 2 p.m. today. KC is a favorite by, at last check, 7 points, but as people bet, the lines move up and down. So who you got?
The Bengals.
You're going for the Bengals?
Burrow.
Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's
Joey B.
Yeah. I liked him at LSU.
Okay.
Hometown boy for his. I like that thing. I like that whole thing.
I'm going Pat Mahomes. Mike, who you got?
I'm going Rams because Stafford. So many years he was doing really good for the Lions. So.
All right. There you go.
Thanks, Mike.
8:52, 40 degrees out.
We'll be right back.
All right, we got 11 seconds left. So, Mike, what do we need to know?
Spectacular day and getting up into the upper 60s.
Nice.
Wet commute tomorrow, too.
Thank you for joining us. Have a great Sunday.